Back to the York High School Gymnasium. You can see the York Wildcat in the foreground there. And Ron, we got what should be a pretty exciting ball game tonight between two pretty comparable teams, at least thus far in the season. We got two teams that are 1-3 for the York Wells Warriors and 1-4 for the York Wildcats. As we look down the lineup here, we can see that York is a smaller team, considerably smaller than the Wells Warriors. What play do you think that'll put into the contest tonight, Ron?
Well, I'm sure Coach Dufour is coming into this evening's contest with a vivid memory of his last meeting with Trait, knowing that a smaller team to compete with Wells is going to have to run. Coach Dufour, I'm sure, is aware of that, and I'm sure he's going to be prepared for it tonight. York is going to have to, I think, anyway, and that's just my opinion, that in order for York to win this evening, they're going to have to run against this Wells team. And Jim, I think it's better suited for this York team. I think they can run better here. Wells, on the other hand, after the way they played against Trait, after their last contest, I think you're going to see that they're going to have to get back on defense. They can't use a five-man crash the board type of rebounding, because you do something like that with a small team like York, they're going to run and they're going to score on you. So I think the big thing for Wells this evening is going to be how well can Cry compete, how healthy is Villator, and just play good, solid defense.
Okay, you mentioned Art Villator. Remember in our last contest that we televised with Trait last Tuesday night, a week ago, that Art Villator went down with looked at the time, a pretty serious ankle injury. And we were informed by the coach that he was going to be able to play Friday night, although it was tender. So where the game was postponed against Belmont, tonight's game, having that little extra rest, he should be pretty well set to go tonight. Okay, as you can hear in the background, that's the PA announcer there, Ralph Giles. And he introduced the gymnasium here. And we're pretty close to having the opening starting lineups, which we'll be getting for Wells Warriors first.
Number 25, Dave Herron.
Okay, that's Dave Herron, number 25, forward.
He's going to be the big boy off the boards tonight. He's going to have to do some blocking out.
Okay, and there's your other big man, the center, 6'4", Jim Cry.
Jim Cry has been their big offensive punch so far this year.
Okay, Todd Buckland, 5'10" senior at one starting guard.
He's Mr. Consistency so far. He gives you 110%.
All right, we have a new starter tonight. Darren Stutz is starting in place of Art Villator.
And number 11, co-captain, Wayne Brown.
And Wayne Brown, the other guard, number 11, 5'11" senior.
He'll be doing most of the ball handling tonight, Brown. And here's the York
starting lineup coming out there. There's Randy Small, number 11, for 6-foot junior. Okay, Scott Logan. Scott Logan's a 5'8" senior, big gun for the...
He's their big offense right there, Mr. Logan.
All right, number 30. I'm sorry, I didn't even have number 30 listed here. Yes, I do, Paul Estes, I'm sorry. Number 50, Mike Bridges starting tonight. Number 54, that's Steve Kingsbury, 6'3" senior. And I'll tell you, Ron, I was taking a little bit of a shot. Okay, here's our referees here for tonight's game. Mr. Bissell on your left and Mr. Pimple on your right. We're going to get our national anthem right here by the pep band, which is a volunteer outfit. And they're led by Joe Wright. job by the York High Pep Band. And we're just seconds away from opening tap-off action here at the York High Gymnasium. And Ron, I'll tell you, I was taken by surprise because there were a few starters on the York team that I hadn't seen start thus far, or what I had seen them earlier this year.
Well, you know, as I mentioned earlier, that both teams were going to try to make a reassessment at break time. I think both coaches have already reassessed. They're going to try to go with different lineups and see if it's going to do something different for them and try and shake them out of this these last two losses they've had on either side.
Okay. Two ball players don't see in there starting tonight. Tony Annie and Jamie Coburn. Tony Annie I'd seen start earlier there, but here's a tap. We're into action. York gets to the opening tap off. It's Heron with the ball. Brown brings it down.
York has fallen into a 2-on-2 defensive zone here.
Okay, we see Stutz with the ball out over to Brown. Buckland in the top of the key. You see the patience that Wells is playing tonight as opposed to the other night, right off the bat here. More patient. We're going to get the ball inside. There's Cry. Turns for two.
It was a good move there. You can see Cry moving back and forth on the key, and you're going to see that I think Wells is going to be going to their big men early to try and get an early lead here.
Okay, we can see that Wells comes into a bit of a half-court trap press there. Wells picks him up high. Okay, tipping a steal in there. Brown brings the ball down court. Back out front, setting up. Over to Buckland. Buckland moves it over in the corner to Heron.
As you can see, they're trying to force Cry and Heron up high.
Cry again with the ball. Turns. We got a foul underneath there. I believe it may be on Jim Cry. A 2-0. Okay, that foul is on Dave Stutz.
He's the Villator replacement this evening, which was a little surprising to us also.
Yeah, because we had a feeling that Villator may be starting tonight. We thought he was in pretty good sound shape, but then again, the coach may be just saving him too, in case he really needs him, or he's a good guy to come off the bench. There's no doubt about it. Okay, no backcourt there, but we got some travel, and I believe the player has turned his ankle there. Okay, a little timeout here. Okay, we got a little quiet over the crowd as it checks on the player. Well, and thus far, we've seen just about what we said. We've seen that,
York substitution, Tony Annie replaces Peter Estes.
Okay, I mentioned his name as being Paul Estes. I was incorrect. That is Peter Estes. Peter turned his ankle, and in his replacement, Tony Annie has come in. Number 10, 5'7", sophomore. Excellent playmaker, ball handler. Buckland over to Stutz. Rawls very patient with the ball. Work it back outside to Buckland. Brown in the corner. Into Heron. It's anybody's ball. Small comes down with it, and it's a breakaway for Scott Logan. He ties it up. Or he didn't tie it up, excuse me. That was blocked out by the shot. I thought it was going in for sure. Kingsbury puts it up, and big rebound by Stutz there.
But that's what you could see, as I mentioned earlier, Bob. You can't have 5 boys crashing the board because you're going to have a fast break and an easy fast break every time. It was just Logan's misfortune that he missed the layup.
I know, and he had 2 other people there, so even if he didn't make it, I thought it was going to be a short basket. But nevertheless, with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, we have a score of 2-0 Wells. Brown handling the ball to Buckland. Fake. Wells being very patient, trying to get the ball inside to Cry. That's strength. Cross-court pass, dangerous pass there by Buckland. Buckland's got that shot up top, but they're being patient. They want to get that ball inside. Okay, Tony Annie steals the ball, and he comes down. He's tripped, but no foul. Andy Smalls gets his own rebound. He puts it in. Okay. 5:24 to go, 2-2. York ties the score.
I think what Wells has to do here is try to keep Cry and Heron apart. If you'll notice, as you're looking, you've got both men on the same side of the court, and it's just a massive congestion in the middle there.
Yeah, they're going to have to open it up inside. That might mean taking a couple shots outside.
Exactly.
Also.
I think this is where Brown and Buckland are going to come into part here. They're going to have to try and put some shots up outside just to loosen up that York defense.
Okay, we got a foul there. It's number 54. That's Steve Kingsbury. Steve Kingsbury's first foul, team's second foul. Dave Heron will be at the line, shooting 2 shots. Okay, first one around out. Dave did the right thing, he backed off. First foul shot of the night's always the toughest one. That's a little better. Okay, so Wells goes up 3-2. Scott Logan handling the ball. You can see Wells got a trap right there. Randy Small to Kingsbury. He drives. And Randy Small with another offensive rebound. Okay.
Small's getting excellent position in there. You've got Cry up high and you've got Heron up high. They're going to have to go down a little lower if they're going to try to limit York to 1 shot on the offensive boards.
Okay, into Cry and inside. It's around and in. Down to Logan. That's his shot right there. Okay, Scott Logan puts the York Wildcats up by a score of 6-3 with 4:20 to go in the first quarter. And thus far, Wells just hasn't been able to connect on those little turnarounds inside the paint. They've got the shots, but they haven't connected. Wells is coming down. York's coming down and putting it up. First outside shot by Wells. Small, another big rebound. Okay. We got a foul there on number 11. That's Wayne Brown. That's the first team foul for Wells. Okay, now we see Art Villator coming in for Darren Stutz. So we'll have to see how Art's ankle holds up here. Let's see how much pressure he wants to put on it.
We'll see how he moves here on the defensive side. That'll be the teller for us.
Randy Small, he's been hot so far, but he just misses off the back of the rim on that one. We got a jump ball. Jump ball between Jim Cry.
And number 50.
And number 50, that's Mike Bridges. Mike Bridges starting a first contest I've seen him play this year. Jim Cry with the easy tap. Brown, oh, I believe he called a foul before the shot. So I don't believe that'll be a shooting foul either. Okay, that foul is on number 11. That's Randy Small, Randy's first foul. Got a score of 6-3 here. York Wildcats ahead. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. The ball hangs up on the back there. Heron with the rebound. Randy Brown pumps and fakes, but we got a jump ball there. A nice block there by Steve Kingsbury. So it'll be jump ball here. We'll have Steve Kingsbury and Wayne Brown. Got to give the edge to Kingsbury on this one. Ball is pretty close though. Okay, Heron keeps the ball in action. Nice hustle. Villator out to Brown. Buckland in the corner to Heron. Try to force the ball inside. Cry, just too many people there. You said, Ron, they gotta open it up.
Some of the guards here, either Brown, Buckland, or even Villator is going to have to take it into his hands to put some of these outside shots up. It's the only way they're going to loosen up this York defense. If they keep trying to drop it into Cry, they're just going to stand there all night.
Okay, Wells puts on their full court zone press, and York, Scott Logan breaks it. Tony Annie with a steal over to Bridges. He puts it up, and it's in. So York goes out to an 8-3 lead. First quarter, 2:48. The Wells offense is sputtering, Ron. As you said, Villator's their man that can shoot from the outside. Here's a steal by Randy Small, stolen back by Wayne Brown. There he is. Buckland open at the top of the key for 2.
That's what they're going to need. They're going to need some more outside shooting like that. If Buckland heats up or if Brown takes it into his hands to throw it up, then York will have to loosen up.
Well, Buckland can shoot those shots. They've got the outside shooters in Brown and Buckland and Villator. And like you said, they're going to have to open up that zone defense. That defense is just plugged up right now. Okay, we got Smalls, got the ball. Down the corner, out to Annie, and he's up. Off the rim. Annie gets his own rebound. He puts it in. 5-point lead for the York Wildcats. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Brown comes back down. To Heron in the corner. Back out to Villator. Fry all alone underneath. Oh, and it's in and out, but he gets his own rebound and puts it in.
That was a good extra effort by Cry. He laid it up there and just didn't get the fall, but he stayed right with the shot and got his own rebound for the 2 points.
Okay, Wells cuts the lead back to 3. Scott Logan handling the ball plenty here in this first quarter. He puts it up from way downtown, and yes, it's good.
Scott Logan is York's bomber. If he heats up, it could be a long evening for Wells unless they would definitely have to go man-to-man to shut Logan off if he heats up.
That certainly opens up that inside game for Randy Small and Kingsbury, I'll tell you. Okay, inside to Cry. He fakes. Puts it up, no good. Crashes the boards, though. Randy Small comes away with it. Out to Annie. Nice pass inside, but broken up by Todd Buckland. Beautiful defensive play there by Buckland. That's what Wells is going to have to do. They're going to have to get back on defense. Wayne Brown, he puts one from outside. Oh, that one's in and out, but Cry, the offensive rebound.
Jim Cry's doing an excellent job so far this evening, and he's staying right with the boards, and he's getting, with a little effort, he's getting that second and third shot.
He's working, no question about it. Now we got a blocking foul there on Todd Buckland.
Ref, did you ever referee a game before?
That's Todd Buckland's first foul, and the third team foul for the Wells Warriors. Nobody in any foul trouble here early in the, or late in the first quarter. 53 seconds to go. 12-9, York in the lead. Kingsbury makes a nice move. However, we got a 3-second call against York. So, 6 seconds to go. First quarter, Wells has a chance to cut the lead back to 1. Heron underneath. Okay, for 2. Cuts the score to 12-11. We got ourselves a ball game again now. What are we going to have here? I believe they may have called it. They called another. Fans are a little upset at that call. It looked as if Scott Logan may have lost control of the ball.
Yes, it seemed to us anyway from this vantage point that Buckland had already planted himself way before Logan had gotten there. Logan sort of stumbled on the floor and fell into Buckland, but the ref was pretty well blocked out from it, really.
That's right. Okay, nevertheless, 1-point lead, 28 seconds to go. York's got the lead. Let's see if they play for the last shot here. Evidently not. There's Kingsbury up for the shot. All right, 19 seconds to go. Wells has a chance to take the lead. I believe the first time in this first quarter. Kingsbury, big rebound. Out to Logan. Oh, what a basket there. Rod Freeman, who just came in the ballgame, scored a big basket. No, Odd Villator outside. 2-pointer. Cuts the lead to 1 point. And after 1 period, we have a score of the York Wildcats 14 and the Wells Warriors 13. We got ourselves what looks like might be a great and very exciting ball game here, Ron.
Yes, York is running, but they're not running at the pace that Wells saw last week. They're running a control fast break. The only time they are really breaking is when Wells, all 5 players, go to the boards, which has been often this evening. I think what Coach Dufour is going to have to tell his boys is if you've got 4 boys going for the boards, you're going to have at least that point guard or the guy handling the ball most is going to have to stay back. He can't go in crashing the boards because York is going to have just an abundance of fast breaks.
That's right. And they did have a lot of fast breaks. Wells is very fortunate that they didn't connect on a couple more of them, actually. Okay, we can see right there into the Wells huddle, and that's Coach Andy Dufour right there, 4th-year coach for the Wells Warriors, and defending Class B state champion coach from a year ago.
I'm sure Coach Dufour had an excellent summer last summer and an excellent year last year with his team being the Class C champions. They were an excellent team. It's a dream. It was a coach's dream, really. It made him look good, and the players looked good, and he looked good, and I'm sure it was just one heck of a year for Wells.
Fun time.
The community just had a heck of a time, too.
That's right. But this year it's rebuilding and working over again.
Different story.
That's the thing with high school sports. You get new kids every year. Okay, York gets the tap. It's Rod Freeman over to Scott Logan. Scott Logan's been a big force here thus far in this contest. Annie to Logan in the corner, hand in his face. He comes up short that time. Annie with a rebound. And okay, the ball falls away, but Wayne Brown got him on that foul right there.
That was good hustle by Annie as he followed up Logan's outside shot. Logan got his shot off with a hand in his face, but Annie was right there with the rebound, and Brown came behind him, tried to get him from the top.
Okay,
Annie will be shooting too.
The two guards for the Wells Warriors both have 2 fouls apiece. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Tony Annie, nice release from the foul line. It's a 2-point lead for the York Wildcats. Beginning of the second quarter.
He has a nice shot for a lefty.
Okay, that one goes off the back rim, and Art Villator fills the lane nicely. Buckland bringing the ball down. Out to Villator. He's got the shot. Okay, York Wildcats ball. Ball goes out of bounds off Todd Buckland. Tony Annie and another ball player who I'm sure you'll see before the contest is over, Jamie Coburn. 2 clones run. They're both excellent playmakers, ball handlers, and excellent defensive players. That type of ball players any coach would like to have on that team.
Exactly. 2 small, quick guys. They'll penetrate, but Logan doesn't have to penetrate that much. Has an excellent outside shot. His range from 12 to 15 feet is really good when he's on.
Okay, Kingsbury gets the ball on the pass in. Villator with the rebound. Wells will hold on to the ball. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Second quarter. York ahead, 15-13. Okay, Wayne Brown brings the ball down to Buckland. Wells slows it up, trying to get that ball inside still. There's a pass, nice pass inside there, and Fry converts and has a chance for a 3-pointer. Steve Kingsbury gets his second foul.
That was an excellent blindside pass from Buckland. He just fired the ball in quickly to Cry, and Cry's been moving very well this evening down low. He's been sliding back and forth from side to side in the key, and Kingsbury's been having a tough time trying to handle him down there.
Okay, and in the game right now is Steve Kingsbury getting his second foul in this contest. Jim McGuire, a player who's been starting most of this year and doing an excellent job. Okay, Cry converts a free throw. Jim McGuire, 6-foot junior, and I'll tell you, he got, what do we got here? That's out of bounds on, out of bounds they call. Oh no, we got another blocking foul, excuse me, Art Villator. Art Villator is called for a blocking foul. I believe that puts Wells in the, or York in a penalty situation. They are. Scott Logan will be going to the line. Scott Logan, I'll tell you, that's how far is that from the foul line to the basket line? What's that distance? You remember that? Yeah, okay. I'm glad I put you right in there. But anyway, that's his range. That's Scott Logan's range, no doubt about it. He got a beautiful release. Okay, Scott Logan makes the front end of the 1-and-1. Scoreboard says we're tied up, 16 apiece. That's 2, so that puts York back in front. 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Villator bringing the ball down court to Brown. Buckland, Heron underneath. Kicks it back out. Okay, Wells being very patient here on offense. Men cutting all through the lanes. Villator outside. There's a shot. Here's 2. Art Villator.
Villator has an excellent outside shot for a semi-big man, if you will. Nice soft touch out there.
Jim McGuire around and out. Heron gets the rebound. Brown brings it down quickly. Villator puts a move on, but there's nothing there. Okay, ball out of bounds by the York Wildcats. So Warriors will put it in. 6 minutes, 17 seconds to go. Wells has a 1-point lead. There's Buckland outside. He puts it up, and he scores. And they're starting to open up that outside run, and That's going to make Jim Cry's job a lot easier
Exactly.
inside.
That's what they needed was for one, and if it be that
Ball
bad
here
heat
by
up,
Art
excellent.
Villator. Okay, you notice the difference between this week and last week, Ron? Steve Villator, when he brought that ball down, he just slowed it up. He's all alone in the corner. Fell away from that shot a little bit. Rod Freeman comes down with a rebound. Okay, Tony Annie out front. Logan in the corner. Inside to Freeman. He puts it up. A little off balance. Heron with a big defensive rebound there. Down court to Villator. Nothing there. Wayne Brown, foul line. Randy Small over to Logan. Logan over to Freeman, but he can't handle the ball. Small out to Annie. To Logan, there's his shot. 2. Okay, Scott Logan cuts the score, cuts the lead back to 1 point. 5 minutes to go, second quarter. We've got ourselves a very close ball game here tonight.
Early on, we had the shots down low. Now the guards are hitting up on both sides, and the shots are coming from way out.
Buckland outside, off the front of the rim. Okay, we got a kick ball by Villator. Okay, and Darren Stutz replaces Dave Heron. We've had quite a few substitutions here thus far in the first half. Annie outside. 2. You said they're heating up outside, Ron.
Yeah, both guys are heating up now for both teams. You've got Annie and Logan, and you've got Brown and Villator, and if they start putting it up from the outside the way they're doing now, it's going to have to be a man-to-man defense on both sides.
Okay, York Wildcats take the lead again, 1 point lead. And there's Tony Annie with a steal. And it's stolen back by Buckland. Ahead to Cry. That should be 2. And I think we might have a technical here. Yes. Hung on the rim. Is this basket good? I have a little question here, if the basket is good or not. There's a little bit of a discussion here. Okay, here we go. I believe we have an explanation here, and I believe the explanation may be right. What happened in this case, in many cases, Ronnie, when they hang on the rim, the shot already goes in, and then they hang on the rim. What happened in this case is he hung on the rim, the ball bounced around. By hanging on the rim, the ball went in afterwards. In that case, you got to see the point, because perhaps the ball doesn't go in if he doesn't hang on the rim.
Oh, exactly. I think a lot of it was out of defense, too, for Cry.
Sure.
He got up to make the initial stuff, and when he hit the ball hit the front of the rim before he could pass it through the net, and he was just grabbing the rim more or less to protect himself, too, I think.
Right. Okay, Randy Small misses the front end of the technical. So York will take over the control of the ball, and York maintains their 1 point lead with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go. This is first half.
Come on, Wells, get fired up now. Get
For the York
fired up.
Wildcats, we have Tony Annie, Scott Logan. Logan there in the corner all alone. In and out. Okay, Villator and Cry fight for the ball. Villator holds on to it. Wayne Brown brings the ball down court. Stutz with the ball. Back out to Stutz. Buckland inside the paint. Wayne Brown. Okay. I believe those 2 are good by Wayne Brown. And we had a foul underneath. And that foul was one Rod Freeman. And that's Rod's first foul, and Jim Cry will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
So in effect here, what we could have is a 4-point play because Brown's shot went through, and Cry's going to be shooting a 1-and-1 at the line. So this could be a 4-point play for Wells.
Important, something to remember right here. 4-point play makes a big difference in a ball game. Okay, Jim Cry makes the front end on the 1-and-1. That gives Wells a 23-21 2-point advantage. You get 3 points from 23-21. 2-point advantage. Cry, nice release. So it puts Wells up by a score of 24-21. 3:44 to go in the first half of this basketball action. Tony Annie over to Small. Annie from outside. It looks good. Okay. Tony Annie's heating up. He hit his last 2 shots. York cuts the lead back to 1 point.
I think Annie was following Logan's example, and both boys are heating up now, and but they've got to move it around a little more still. They've got to get some offense inside just to keep Wells honest.
Okay, Buckland forced it, but Wayne Brown did a nice hustling job there. You can see York's all hands on defense.
Exactly. Those 2 front men, Logan and Annie, are everywhere, and they'll make things happen. They'll make things happen in the course of an evening.
Get those hands moving. Okay. 3 minutes to go, first half. 1 point lead by the Wells Warriors. Buckland, Villator, Cry's got the ball underneath, but he comes up short, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. Okay, 2 more for Cry. Jim Cry's had a bit of a field day here this first half.
Exactly. With Kingsbury out right now, he's more or less having his own way under there, too, because he's got too much bulk for the other 2 big men in there for York right now.
But nevertheless, the score is only a 3-point lead for the Warriors with Kingsbury out there with 2 fouls. So York Wildcats are doing a fine job staying in the contest.
And they can thank Mr. Logan and Mr. Annie for that.
That's right. There's Annie again. Doesn't take it this time. Over to Logan. Rod Freeman up. Air ball. Wayne Brown comes back down. Wells got a chance to build their lead up to 5 points here. Tapped in the air. Stutz has the ball. Villator in the corner. Back out to Stutz. Buckland at the top of the key. Villator all alone. Decides to go to the basket. Nice move there by Villator. All for naught. York comes back down the other end. Logan makes a nice driving move for 2. Scott Logan. And that cuts the lead back to 1 point again, and that's just about where this game has been thus far this first half. 1 or 2 points either way, Ron.
Exactly. It's the ball's been falling well for both teams, so it's just a question of who's going to be more consistent, I think.
Wayne Brown from outside again. We have another replacement coming in for the Wells Warriors. Todd Buckland is replaced by number 15, Rick Vancourt. And we've seen Rick Vancourt thus far this season, and he can put some points on the board, Ron.
Yes, he can. He can heat up. He's an up and down type of player, but when he's on, he can score points in a hurry.
Good penetrator. Okay, Logan all alone. You can't give him that shot. This time it doesn't go, though. It's off the front of the rim. Nice effort there by Jim McGuire. Get the ball back out front to Logan. Small to Annie. Logan, there's his corner. Gets the ball underneath. Villator, a big defensive rebound there. 3-point lead for the Wells Warriors. Oh, and a steal by Logan. Minute 13 to go. First half. 28-23. The Wells Warriors on top. You can expect to see either Logan or, wouldn't be surprised Logan or Annie takes a shot here. But Small, he's all alone at the top of the key, but he doesn't go. Wayne Brown brings the ball down. I think they'll wait till Cry gets down here, get underneath. Cry gets it. There he is. Doesn't go, though. And right, Randy Small gets it. Hacked underneath there by Jim Cry. And unlike their last ball game that they played in Trape, that's Jim Cry's first foul tonight, I believe. The first foul
he hasn't really had to work that much for rebounds. When he's usually in the act of shooting and being there when he's away from the boards. But with Kingsbury out, like I said, if he's not putting the shot up, he's had his way pretty well on the offensive boards. And defensively, if Mr. Logan and Annie put it up, well, you got 2 points. Or if any of the other 3 players take a shot, then it's Wells' ball.
Okay, we see Small converts on the front end. We see Mark Young is in there now. Misses the second one, but Mark Young gets the rebound and puts it in, and that ties the ball game. 28-28, 37 seconds to go in the first half. You couldn't ask for a better ball game. Both of these teams are up and down. They're making the shots go tonight. Cry kicks it out to Villator. He's all alone. Goes off the back of the rim. Logan, all alone. In and out. Randy Small with a rebound. And he's fouled and it goes. Yes. He's fouled and it gets the basket also. Nice effort there by Randy Small, the York Wildcats.
Again, we had a slight lapse here on the Wells part. They had 5 men down low again, and every time they do that, Annie and Logan are slipping away. As soon as the shot goes up, they're depending on Their big men to get the rebound, and they're sliding out, and they're getting a fast break.
Okay, see if he converts on a three-pointer, and he does. So, all of a sudden, York Wildcats have turned a three-point deficit into a three-point advantage. They're 3 points ahead with 15 seconds to go. We can look for Wells to take the final shot right here. York's got their hands up. Stutz has the ball. Don't want to force it. Vancourt down to 5 seconds. Somebody's going to have to take the shot. Vancourt from the corner, and it's off and no good. Okay, so halftime. 31-28. York Wildcats take the lead, and they come on in the final closing seconds of that second period, Ron.
Well, yes, they had a late rush towards the last few seconds of the first half. Wells was sitting comfortably, if you will, on a 4-point lead, and then there was a fast break, missed basket by Logan, the follow-up by Small. He laid it in, and he made a 3-point play out of it, and just like that, York is up by 3 points now. But I think you'll see before the evening's out, it shouldn't get much larger than this so far. Both teams are shooting very well. Logan and Annie outside. You've got Brown, Buckland, and Villator on the other side. Grice having an excellent evening underneath.
Okay, look, we look forward to bringing the second half of this action. We'll be back momentarily. You stay tuned, okay? And we'll be right back. The second half of this exciting ball game between the York Wildcats and the Wells Warriors.
I was an Iranian hostage. For me, the end of one ordeal was the beginning of another. I was diagnosed as having multiple sclerosis. I'm Richard Queen. MS is a disease of the nervous system that strikes people in their prime. It's still a mystery, but your contribution will buy hope for MS people everywhere.
Please donate today to Richard Queen Research Fund, National Multiple Sclerosis Society, Box 1800, Washington, D.C. 20013.
Thank you.
This is the ultimate experience, to put your hands on the controls of tomorrow and make America's future fly. The Air Force Experience. Find out how you can be part of it. The Air Force, a great way of life.
Don't touch that dial. Still to come, more high school basketball action as the Wells-York game continues. Right here on WNEC, the station in touch with you.
Okay, welcome back to the York High School Gymnasium. We're just a couple of minutes away from the tap-off of the second half. Ron, first half action. Pretty much what we expected. Outside shooting by York. Fine outside shooting by York, but by Tony Annie and Scott Logan. And the inside work by the Wells Warriors.
Exactly. Jim Cry's having himself an excellent evening so far. Kingsbury got into foul trouble midway through the second period, and it sort of opened up the gate more or less for Cry. But like as you said, Logan and Annie have kept York in the ballgame. If not, have given them a 3-point lead. They're getting away from the fast breaks, which is one of the big mistakes Wells has made this evening. When they're scoring, they're sending 5 men to the boards, and when they do that, Logan and Annie are slipping away as soon as the shot goes up, and York has had the fast break. Logan's missed a few, but as long as he continues to do it, they're going to fall eventually.
I think those hands have had a lot to do with it also, Ron. The defensive play by the 2 guards from the York Wildcats, the job they've done by disrupting and trying to keep that ball from getting to the inside to Cry and to Heron, and the defensive effort that they put on it. They've done an excellent job, actually. I mean, Cry's got his points, but Cry's going to get his points. I don't care. He's going to get his points against anybody in the state, but they've done an excellent job of disrupting that offensive flow that Wells is trying to put forth.
Exactly. Cry depends, I think, a lot on Villator having a good evening also. Villator did not start. He came in off the bench, and I think Coach Dufour is trying to break his ankle in slow. He hasn't really played on it. They were supposed to play last Friday,
that's right,
as you know, but they had a game canceled because of a miscommunication between both schools. So he's brought out in slow and trying to see, I think, how the ankle's reacting. And so far, he's moved well. He's not. I don't think he's running as fast as he possibly could, but he's still moving kind of gingerly on it.
Okay, right there in your picture, you can see the returning coach for the York High Wildcats, John Griffin. And John's a story himself. John hasn't coached here in the past 7 years, but
the last year he was here, which is good news for the York fans and the York basketball program, is that he brought them a state championship.
Okay.
And I'm sure he's glad to be back, and I'm sure the York community and the York basketball players tonight are glad to have him here.
And I'll tell you, I read something in the paper the other day, and I'm sure most people here did, that read the York County Star. It was a letter written by one of the former players. And evidently, John, coming back, as all coaches seem to do. Coaches, everybody points their fingers at the coaches. Well, I guess we're no exception. Former player wrote in his defense saying what the players felt about their coach, and it was a very touching letter, I'll tell you, and a lot of moral support for the new coach or the returning coach of the York Wildcats. Okay, Wildcats in Warrior action, back in play here as the York Wells Warriors, take possession of the ball and they lose it there as it's thrown away.
We have the original starting lineup, except for Villator, who's in there now, but this is the starting lineup we're used to seeing so far this year.
Okay, Wayne Brown, Todd Buckland out front, Dave Herron in the middle, along with James Cry and Art Villator. Randy Small hits from outside. 2 points. That puts the York Wildcats up by 5 early here in the second half. Cry for 2, around and out, but he gets his own rebound again and in. And that's about the third or fourth time that Cry's done that tonight when he's missed his initial shot, but he's been there for the rebound.
Yes, Jim has really stayed with his shot this evening. Other from the last time we saw him, he was, I think, a little disappointed, disgusted in his play, but this evening, when he puts his shot up, he's staying right there and following up well.
Okay, we can see they're putting a lot more defensive pressure on Logan here. And they're going to have to, but he's got it free. He's got an opening there, and it's around the rim and out. Herron comes down with a rebound. Wayne Brown, a bit of a break here. Todd Buckland. They slow it down, though. Cry in the middle. Villator with a rebound, and he's fouled in there. Fouled by Randy Small, I believe.
Well, I think that foul is up for grabs. Both Kingsbury and Small were in the air, and I think Small blocked Kingsbury out, so Small got the privilege, if you will, of picking up the foul.
Okay, that's Randy Small's second foul. Foul situation, not anything serious. No one has more than 2 fouls thus far in this contest. Villator at the line for 2. His first one's good. We've seen this year, Villator is an excellent free throw shooter.
He has an excellent motion at the line. Once he starts his motion towards the basket, he follows through very well, extends very well also.
Okay, but he misses the second one there. You put a bit of a jinx on him, but they get their own rebound. Wayne Brown in the middle. Cry with the rebound. He misses. Herron, he puts it up and he misses. And Villator comes out with a rebound. So in that exchange, Wells just simply took charge of the boards, Ron.
They did an excellent job on the boards.
Villator outside, it's good. And I believe he was fouled on it. So Art Villator comes out and shows that ankle looks pretty strong, Ron.
Exactly. I don't think hurting your ankle affects your shot at all, but because that certainly hasn't been affected this evening. And Jim Gry, I'm sure he's glad to see Villator all right too, because it's going to make it a much more pleasant evening for him too.
I'm not sure who got the foul on that, but I'm going to guess it was Randy Small, because Randy Small was just replaced by Bob Jones, and that may be Randy Small's third foul. And that's a bit of importance in this contest. Villator makes his free throw, and that all of a sudden now the Wells Warriors have cut their lead, they cut the lead deficit they had, and they put a 1-point lead on the board. Kingsbury on a runner, no good, but big offensive rebound there by Jim McGuire. Okay, and here's a foul on the action as Wayne Brown takes the ball to the basket. And the foul is on Steve Kingsbury, and that's Steve Kingsbury's third foul. So we'll have to see what the coach decides to do here.
Well, this could put a whole new look on Coach Griffin's offense and defense if Kingsbury should have to come out of the game. I think Coach Griffin's telling Kingsbury to just take it easy. We need you here.
He's going to have to, but that makes it tough because that gives Cry just a little bit more room in there, and he's pretty much dominated the boards thus far as it is.
We had Scott Logan and just picked up a foul for a reaching foul there. Fouls are coming fast for York.
That's Scott Logan's second personal. Heron inbounds to Brown. Heron can't handle the ball. Scott Logan has a bit of a break. 4-on-2. Takes it all the way. And it's good. And we get a blocking foul on Art Villator. And Art Villator is the most surprised person in on the court. And the Wells fans are a little upset at that call. Nevertheless, Art Villator picks up his second foul. Scott Logan takes the ball to the basket, puts it in. That puts the home team up by 3 points. We're fighting for the rebound, and Kingsbury comes down with it. We got a jump ball here. Steve Kingsbury and Todd Buckland. Kingsbury has a decided height advantage here. Got a 6'3" ball player going up against a 5'10". It's 5-inch reach. 5-inch height advantage, and Kingsbury, he missed it. No way up. So Wells comes down with it. 37-34. 3-point lead for the hometown team. That's what they had at halftime. Ball gets inside to Cry. Can't handle it. Okay, and the ball goes out of bounds off the York Wildcats. They had 3 players there, but they simply couldn't hold on to it long.
They're penetrating well, and they're passing well inside to Jim Cry, but now when they do that, Kingsbury and the two forwards are collapsing right on Cry. What they're going to have to do is either Brown or Buckland or Villator is going to put some shots up here. They're going to have to put some shots outside.
Okay, Villator inside to Heron, but Heron loses it, and it's York Wildcats ball going the other way. So, 5:29 to go here, third quarter, 3-point lead for the York Wildcats. Got a half-court trap. Kingsbury underneath to McGuire. Kicks it back out to Logan. Logan drives. Nothing there. You can see Wells' defense seems to be a little more intense this third quarter than it was in the first half, Ron.
Yes, they're concentrating more on Logan and Annie outside, I think, because they know that's where all the points came from.
Okay, Todd Buckland brings it down, goes to the middle, and okay, and Todd Buckland converts. We have got a blocking foul call on Tony Annie. Nice move there by Todd Buckland. Took the ball to the middle and drew the foul and made the. I'll tell you, he had to finish up his shot on that shot, and that's what a lot of ball players don't do, Ron. They get that shot, but as soon as they feel the pressure, the defensive pressure, that foul, they let up. But Todd Buckland followed through on that shot.
Well, we'll see what a lot of players do is they anticipate the foul.
That's right.
And in anticipating the foul, they're not concentrating on the basket. So, but what Buckland did was, once he made his move to the basket, he was determined to score, and he did.
Okay, Buckland ties the score, 37-37. A little under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Got that trap again, Logan's trap. We got a jump ball. Wells has been doing that the last 3 or 4 times down the court, and finally we were able to.
One mistake a lot of ball players do is when they're dribbling up the court is they'll dribble over half court and then stop immediately. What you're doing is you're giving yourself more or less another defensive player to worry about because you're out of bounds and you got back court and the defensive player in front of you.
Okay, Scott Logan jumping with Wayne Brown. Wayne Brown gets a tap, and Art Villator is all alone for 2. So the Wells Warriors go up on top by 2 points. Got the trap here, and back. Had a call for backcourt here. Bob Jones makes a move, but Art Villator draws a foul. And that's Art Villator, I believe, his 3rd foul. So we have 2 players in this contest with 3 fouls apiece. 2 important ball players, and Art Villator for the Wells Warriors and Steve Kingsbury for the York Wildcats.
And Jim Coburn has made his first appearance this evening, replacing Scott Logan. This is the first time we've seen Jim this evening.
James Coburn, one of the co-captains of this team, along with Scott Logan. Fiery ball player, excellent defensive ball player. Plays defense with his legs, feet. We talked about that before. That's the way to play it.
That's his strong suit, defense.
That's around and out.
Here we go now, here we go.
Bobby Jones was unable to convert the foul line, so Warriors hold on to a 2-point lead. Buckland. There's the ball, gets it inside to Cry, and I believe we have another foul here. Foul is on Tony Annie. Tony Annie with a foul. That's Tony Annie's first foul.
When you got those big men coming across the key dribbling the ball, it's very tempting for a small man like Annie or Logan to try to reach in and grab the ball, because it stands to reason that a boy as big as Cry who's dribbling, the ball comes up and down a long ways, and when you're as small as Annie or Logan, I mean, that ball just passes in front of your eyes 3 or 4 times. You got to reach for it.
Okay, Cry dips and shoot. He makes the front end of the 1-and-1. That puts the visitors up by 3 points, 40-37, 4:23 to go in the third quarter. Cry also has a nice follow through. Mike Bellator finishes it up. Okay, he connects on 2, so that puts the York Wildcats up by a 4-point lead. The Wells Warriors, excuse me, a 4-point lead. Midway through the third quarter, J.B. Coburn will be inborn. You can see that the Warriors are picking up full court, trying to trap the ball. Andy, he brings it over though. Loses it for a minute, but Coburn has it. You can see what he's done is because of that trap. Oh, and a steal by Jim Cry at midcourt. Cry throws it away though. He was looking for Heron to cut, and it wasn't there. And this is that's the type of thing I don't think Coach Dufour wants to see. His team has the advantage when they slow the ball down and hit the boards. And in
that situation, especially when you've got 3 big men, you have 3 big men on a fast break. Their eyes are as big as half dollars. They see nothing but 2 points, and the ball's just not there.
No. You can see what Coach John Griffin has decided to do. He's brought his guards in to break that press.
Exactly.
You see number 12 is also in there. That's Duke Mont. So we have a small team in there for the Wildcats right now. Duke Mont has replaced Jamie Coburn. See, Jamie's not on the court now. Bellator in the corner to Heron. Back out to Bellator. They're looking for Cry underneath. Todd Buckland turns and shoots for 2. 6-point lead for the Wells Warriors. 3.5 minutes to go. Kingsbury. Todd Buckland draws a foul on there.
I think what you're seeing here is, like as you mentioned, Coach Griffin is bringing in smaller men to try and counteract the press by Wells, but by doing that, he's giving up all his board strength. He's got the only really big man he has now is Kingsbury, and that puts a lot of pressure on him. Whereas Wells, once they get the ball back offensively, they're going to have a field day in there with Cry and Bellator and.
Okay, we have a couple of substitutions here. Number 10 for the Wells Warriors, that's Troy Brown replacing Todd Buckland, who's done an excellent job thus far this season, tonight, one of those 3. And number 12, who's inbounding the ball now for the York Wildcats, and that's Duke Mont. And number 13, Bobby Jones. And the new ball player that just came in is Rod Freeman. And I believe you just called for 3 seconds. Just trying to find him, and the referee knew where he was all the time. He's inside the paint.
So I think what Coach Griffin now is trying to get a smaller, faster team in there, but I think it may backfire on him unless these boys can heat up from the outside, because they're not going to do much inside with Cry and Harris.
There's a big steal, though, by Jim McGuire. It goes back the other way, and, okay, out of bounds by the Warriors. Wildcats have the ball underneath.
That was a good recovery by Wayne Brown. Losing the ball at one end, he ran the length of the court to make sure that they weren't going to get the fast break layup.
Good hustle. Inside of McGuire, nice turnaround jumper. Doesn't go. We've got a foul there by Jamie McGuire. Okay, Jim McGuire's first foul. I believe we may be in a bonus situation. We'll see Jim Cry going to the line. Or is that Dave Heron? Dave Heron, excuse me. 43-37. A little under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and the Warriors have come on, Ron, in this third quarter.
I think what you're seeing is, at least at the start of the second half, was Bellator and Cry taking control and taking command of the game, shooting Bellator outside, Cry inside.
Okay, Heron gets his own rebound by a tap by Cry. Cry takes it up and underneath. And there's just no competition for him right there, Ron.
I think Coach Griffin's going to have to seriously consider calling a timeout here. Try and stop the tide for Wells. They've got to do something.
A lot of defensive pressure there by Warriors, but they get it underneath McGuire. He turns, puts it up, and no good. And there's a big rebound there by Wayne Brown. Wayne Brown. Okay, big steal there. Nice steal by Rod Freeman, who goes in and puts it up, and oh! Rod's shaking his head at that one. That's the big man with a layup, I'll tell you. I used to have trouble with that too, Rod. Don't worry about it.
Well, when you see nobody in front of you, you get more excited, and your heart starts racing, and the blood's pumping, and when you go up, in your mind, you look so pretty until you see the ball really fire off that backboard. Then you know you're just a little too excited.
That's all it was adrenaline, because he just overshot the basket. Okay, but York takes the ball. Duke Mont from the outside. Tony Annie gets the rebound, pumps, puts it up. Oh, looked like a pass there to McGuire. McGuire converts. 4-2. So they cut the lead back to 6 points. 2 minutes to go. Wells Warriors on top. Get the ball inside to Cry. He puts it up. Gets his own rebound, puts it up. No good, but he's fouled.
Wells is doing the right thing right now. They have to go down low. I mean, there's no other choice they've got with Cry, Hammond, and Villator. They're going to have their way underneath there, and they're doing just what they should be doing.
Okay, and Jim McGuire picks up his second foul, second quick foul. And something I also see the second half here, Ron, that I didn't notice in the first half is that there seems to be more movement also by Jim Cry and the big man across the lane instead of just trying to pick the ball up down low and trying to, I saw that last week. I saw a lot of standing still and letting the defensive player just back him, okay, and not moving, all right? Tonight I see Jim Cry cutting across the lane a lot more, getting the ball on the movement, okay, and you can do a lot more when you get a good pass on the move.
Exactly, but also you have to consider last week that the Wells guards were not moving the ball outside the way they are tonight.
Right. That's right.
Wayne Brown or Buckland would get the ball to one side last time we saw them play, and Jim Cry would be posted low, and if the movement isn't there, then Jim had no real option other than to stay where the ball is. And once you start your dribble and hold the ball to one side, you're not going to move. They're moving the ball well outside tonight between Brown, Buckland, or when you get Troy Brown in, or Villator, and so Cry's finding himself more open.
Okay, Jim Cry up and around, but no good, and that ball is out of bounds by York. So Wells will hold on to the ball.
There was a little too much muscle there by Kingsbury. He knocked his own man off the ball.
Okay, Troy Brown takes it out from underneath. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, 45-39. Wells Warriors on top. Inbounds to Cry, out to Villator for 2.
Nice soft touch by Villator outside. He's really been shooting well from the corner and from the perimeter.
Okay, and he called an offensive foul by Tony Annie with the arm. And I believe John Griffin's going to want to call I thought he was going to call a timeout, but I guess not. I'm going to save it. No, okay, we'll get a timeout here. I thought I saw it. So, we have a timeout here. The York Wildcats. Minute 46 to go, third quarter, Ron. 47-39. 8-point lead. And it's been board strength. The Kingsbury was out of there for a time, and they went with a smaller team. They brought in Duke Mont, they brought in the Jamie Coburn, and with Randy Small and Kingsbury both in foul trouble, that puts York at a definite disadvantage.
Oh, for sure. Kingsbury's still playing well, though. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he has 3 fouls, but he had 2 early on in the first half, and he's been able to play up to less than with a minute 46 left to play in the third, and only picked up 1 foul in the second half. Coach Griffin did go to a smaller team to try and stem the tide, to try and hold off Wells, but by taking Logan out, which was his big outside shot, and leaving just Annie. Now, you're not going to do that against this Wells team. You're going to have guns from both sides. You're going to have to try to counter their size with outside shooting, because Kingsbury, I'm not taking anything away from the young man. He's a good defensive player and a good rebounder, but he doesn't have the shot Cry has down low.
No, you're right. Okay, Warriors bring the ball back into play. You see the Warriors, I think, will be taking their time, will be very patient here, get the shot off that they want. Something we didn't see last week, but they're playing much better tonight.
Well, that's the advantage of having a lead. Last week they couldn't afford to move the ball around. They were trying to play catch-up ball, but now they're playing smart ball.
Okay. Okay, Tony Annie comes up with the ball in a crowd, and we got a traveling call. That's too bad, because Tony Annie did an excellent job to get that ball inside, and in fact he did get the shot off at the end, but it was just a matter of little traveling there. Wells, York could have used that basket. Minute 13 to go. What do we have here?
Foul on Kingsbury.
Okay.
Reaching in foul.
Steve Kingsbury, 4th foul. Important foul for the York Wildcats.
I think you're seeing a little frustration from York now, especially from Mr. Kingsbury. It's hard when you're playing out there and you're trying to do your best, and yet you see yourself falling further and further behind. The frustration starts to come to the top, and you make, unnecessary fouls, I should say.
Well,
and
that's what we saw last week.
Exactly.
I call them I used an improper term, but that's exactly what it is. It's a frustration foul. It's a careless frustration foul, and that happens. It's with the flow of the game. Okay, Duke Mon out there. Into Bobby Jones. Kingsbury takes it down low. Wayne Brown comes down with it, though. Troy Brown in the corner. That is stolen by Steve Kingsbury, and he's on one-on-one with Wayne Brown, and I believe we're going to have a charge. Yes, we do.
That was an excellent move by Wayne Brown. He ran the length of the court, positioned himself way before Kingsbury got there, and Mr. Kingsbury has just fouled out. That's too bad.
Okay, so with 47 seconds to go in the third quarter, Steve Kingsbury picks up his 5th foul. And that's a very detrimental foul for the...
And that was an excellent job by Wayne Brown. You won't see too many boys that are willing to absorb the punishment he just did. Kingsbury's a big boy, and Wayne does not match up well with him at all as far as size goes, but he was willing to take it, knowing that he could get Kingsbury out of there.
Well, this is Wayne Brown's 2nd consecutive good ball game in a row, and this is what the coach has been looking for. He says he's looking for more consistency out of his ball players. And,
exactly, and I think he's getting it from Wayne Brown, because if you've noticed this evening, just about every player on the Wells team is sat down by Mr. Brown.
That's right. Okay, Troy Brown takes it outside. We got 27 seconds to go. Into Heron, back out to Villator. 8-point lead by the Wells Warriors. They take their time. Wayne Brown, they were waiting for, looks like, maybe the last shot. We got it down to 17 seconds. Villator. They should start to move it in now. 9 seconds to go. They'll be looking to get the ball inside. We got the big man cutting across the middle. There's Villator. He puts it up and in. And a big basket there by Art Villator in the third quarter. The Wells Warriors go off to a 10-point lead, 49-39 at the end of the third quarter, and it's too bad, but Steve Kingsbury, I think perhaps that play he made, the steal, he made a nice steal, drove the length, and then drove the foul, is pretty much the story of the York Wildcats in that third quarter. They made some nice plays, but they were very costly. The ones that the mistakes they made, okay, or the fouls they committed were more costly than the good plays they converted on.
I think if anybody could go back, I think Kingsbury wished he could have had the foul before the last one back again.
Right.
He made that stupid reach-in foul. I say stupid, but that's my opinion, and anyone shouldn't take that to heart. But what happens is, out of frustration, he made that reach-in foul, and then less than a minute later, he made that excellent steal, and Wayne Brown gave himself up to absorb that foul on Kingsbury, knowing that it would take him out and make the rest of the evening that much easier for the Wells Warriors.
Yeah, I think you have to give the credit to Wayne Brown on that play. I think on most instances, you would find that Steve Kingsbury would have got away from driving the length and putting it up, but Wayne Brown just sacrificed himself and did a very nice job of doing it.
Exactly.
Okay, tap off, fourth quarter. Troy Brown has the ball outside. Okay, big steal there by Jim McGuire, and that's just what we're going to have to look for from the York Wildcats in this quarter. They're going to have to play some defense, Ron.
Exactly. Coach Griffin has put his outside shot, Mr. Logan, in, and Annie, and hoping that both can heat up and make a difference in this 10-point lead.
Jim McGuire gets his shots partially deflected. Wayne Brown drives the lane, up and in. Wayne Brown having an excellent ball game tonight for the Wells Warriors. He builds the lead up to a 12-point lead. Tony Annie from outside, blocked by Art Villator and fouled by Tony Annie. That's Tony Annie's second foul.
Well, much to Miss Tony Annie's disappointment, he telegraphed that shot long before he took it. Being a lefty and taking the kind of shot that he does, it's not a natural jump shot. He comes from the waist up. And if he's not wide open, or if he doesn't put that shot up in a hurry, it's an easy telegraph. And that's what happened. He had a shot blocked, and out of frustration again, he tried to get it back.
Okay, Troy Brown's foul shot. Round and out. Tony Annie, Scott Logan. He's got to put it up. Scott, around the rim and in. Okay. Mr. Offense is back in there now.
Exactly. This is what York needs if they... Whoa.
What do we got here? I believe we got an offensive foul by Scott Logan, who just was blindside. He just didn't see the man standing there.
That's the idea of a pick, though.
That's
it. You've got to be willing to take those type of shots if you're going to make the pick effective at all. You can't cringe away from it.
And I think the week rest that Wells had is evidently have done a lot of defensive work and a lot of work on their offense, and it's showing here tonight, Ron.
And as you said, it's showing in their play. They're playing a lot better team basketball. It's not so much one-on-one as we saw last week against Drake.
I think they learned their lesson. Randy Small from the top of the key. Brown, no good. York's going to have to get a few of those shots to go. 6:48 to go. Fourth quarter, 10-point lead for the Wells Warriors. They get the ball inside to Heron. He's trapped up, though. Gets it away to Brown. Wells should be in no hurry to put the shot up. They want to make sure they make a good shot. Villator gets the pass.
Brown made his penetration, had the shot blocked, and it just luckily fell right into Villator's hands.
So Art Villator making his presence known tonight. We haven't got the official scorebook, but I know he has a bundle.
He's certainly made his presence known. He's playing an excellent all-around ball game.
I think any Warrior, there's a nice rebound by Art Villator. Right now, you just the height advantage that the Wells Warriors have is, along with Kingsbury being out of there, is definitely being shown. Okay, steal, but stolen back by Art Villator. Out to Wayne Brown. You can see the Wells Warriors are spreading their offense.
Now Wayne's trying to slow the ball down now, trying to get away from this run and gun. I think they're going to try and slow it down a little now. Use their height.
York would love to play run and gun with them right now because they have the personnel in there. Rebound, Ward Freeman. We have a foul. And that foul is on 11. That's Wayne Brown. Wayne Brown's third foul. We have a couple of replacements in here. Jamie Coburn's in, along with Todd Buckland for the Wells Warriors.
This is something that Coach Duford couldn't really enjoy last week. He couldn't really afford to give his starters the rest that they've gotten this evening, and it's reflected as they come back onto the court. They're playing a stronger ball, and for 5, 6, 7 minutes they're running, they're playing good defense, and they're moving the ball well. They're having an excellent game all around. All his ball players are this evening.
Okay, Scott Logan makes the front end. And he makes them both. Okay, back to a 10-point lead for the Wells Warriors. And there's a steal by Duke, or Jamie Coburn, excuse me, but stolen back. It's been the story the last couple minutes here. York makes the initial steal, but they just can't hold on to it. They're playing good defense. Todd Buckland alone for two. Todd Buckland also having a good ball game tonight. I guess we could say that pretty much about the Wells team, having one of the better ball games of the season.
Yes, I think Coach Duford can be very happy with his ball plays this season.
Oh, partially
very
blocked
well.
there. Nice block on Scott Logan. Plus they know Logan's going to shoot, so the anticipation's there. Wayne Brown, nice move. Stolen away there by Rod Freeman. Jamie Coburn down court to Randy Small. Puts it up. Lost the handle a little bit. Buckland gets the rebound. Scott Logan, foul number 4.
This is something the Wells basketball team doesn't want to get trapped into doing now. They did this last week against Trape, started run and gun, and they're not the type of team that can do that. They don't have the horses. What they've got to do is try and get that ball and slow it down and start to go to Jim Cry now. If you've noticed in the last maybe 4 or 5 minutes, I don't think Jim's touched the ball at all underneath. Most of the shots have been going outside. They got to go back to Jim.
No, I agree with you. In the games that I've seen Wells play this year, Wells can run in a controlled sense. Okay?
Oh, exactly.
I mean, if the break is there, okay,
exactly.
You take it. But you can't get into that helter-skelter because they have the hustlers to do the job slow down offense. Okay, they have the, especially in this circumstances, they have the good outside shooters, and they have the rebounding strength. Okay, Todd Buckland makes both ends of his foul shots. That puts Wells up 57 to 43. 4:35 to go. Fourth quarter. Scott Logan outside, no good. Dave Herron comes down with a rebound. You may see a little bit of the frustration.
Exactly. Logan's not giving York what they need right now, is that outside shot he had in the first half.
Of course, they know where it's going to come from. Wells does. And Buck Cry, there he is. Attempted steal by York, goes for naught.
Once Jim Cry gets by that initial defender, there's nobody there that can stop him. There's no height there that can stop him.
No, and he's a pretty big boy, too, so he can take the brunt. Big story tonight. Cry stayed out of foul trouble, unlike the last ball game. Okay, nice basket underneath there by Jim McGuire. Jim hasn't been heard from a lot tonight, but I've seen Jim play this year, and Jim does an excellent job for a 6-foot forward. Playing against some much bigger men, he's done an excellent job. Tap out to Herron. He misses it, gets his own rebound. Puts it up again. Villator with a rebound. I believe we have a foul there by Jim McGuire. Okay, Bob Jones comes in for Scott Logan. Scott Logan gets a good hand here from the crowd. And we have a substitution for Dave Herron. Dave Herron, an excellent ball game. Real force on the defensive and offensive boards. And that is number 24. That's Dan Elliott. Dan Elliott is a 6'3" senior. Backup center. Okay, Ad Villator.
Jim Cry, Ad Villator's shot's been falling so well tonight. Most of his foul shots have not touched any metal at all. We see nothing but net here.
Oh.
They're just everything's flowing for him this evening. Everything.
Very confident ball player. Very confident shooter, Ad Villator. You see Ad Villator is playing the middle on that 2-1-2. Oh, an outside bomb by Bob Jones. 61 to 47, 3:20 to go, fourth quarter. Wells Warriors have a 14-point lead. Wells has come out and played one of their better ball games of the season, no question. Against a very tough York Wildcat team, I'll tell you. Their record is 1-4, but they've given some tough teams some tough ball games. Two more for Todd Buckland inside.
If you noticed, everybody's moving for Wells exceptionally well this evening. They're getting a lot of inside layups, and 2 or 3 feet away from the basket.
I think that last loss for Wells really tuned them up and made them realize that they got to play ball.
Exactly. I think
it win a game just on paper.
It opened some eyes. It definitely did, because you can see that Wells is back to their type of ball game this evening, and they're showing it and the score is an indication.
Oh, big block by Jamie Cry, and Todd Buckland goes up and he's fouled by Jamie Coburn. You get a pat though, and Todd Buckland's one happy ball player. I'll tell you, he's a. That's a little bit different look from the week ago look we've seen, Ron.
Exactly. In any sport, when you're winning, the sport you're playing becomes very enjoyable. When you're losing, you can see what any person that came into this gym at this moment right now, without even looking at the scoreboard, could tell who's winning and who's losing just by looking at the faces of those boys out there.
No doubt about it. Everybody likes to win, but you know, regardless of how this final outcome comes, we had a basketball game, Ron.
One more, babe.
Kingsbury's fouling out was key for the York Wildcats, and the fact that he got in foul trouble, like Jim Cry did. There's Cry right there. Like Jim Cry a week ago when he got in the early foul trouble. What that meant to the Wells team, and it was much the same thing for the York Wildcats tonight. Kingsbury got in the early foul trouble.
When you get a team that depends on a 6'3" or 6'4" center, and your team has evolved around that, when that player's gone, it reflects. It reflects on your overall play as a team.
Okay, nice basket by Jamie Coburn. Two minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Wells takes the time, setting up. Jim Cry for 2 more. Jim Cry's got a bundle tonight.
That was a good pass by Elliott to Cry, and Cry is having himself, as you just said, a field day in there.
Okay, Jamie Coburn from outside again. Big rebound in there by Dan Elliott. Down court to Rick Vancourt. To Villator for 2.
It's garbage time now,
Garbage
folks.
time now. That's just what it is. Going to see a little run and gun garbage time. Going to get some of the substitutions in there. A little bit of showboat. Blocked there by Dan Elliott. Small goes up again. He's fouled. And here we can see...
wholesale substitution.
That's right. Wholesale is right. We'll try to get him for you as soon as we clear this all out. We have Shane Mishu. That's number 30. 6'3" senior in there now. Along with Dan Elliott, of course. Darren Stutz, number 20. Number 10. Number 10 we'll find for you very quickly. That's Troy Brown. Of course, Troy's been in there. Along with Rick Vancourt for the Wells Warriors. For the York Wildcats, that's number 45. Number 45 is Mark Young, who's seen some action tonight. Number 50, that's Mike Bridges. Bobby Jones, Randy Small, and Jamie Coburn, number 14.
So we've seen a 3-point York High lead at halftime completely disappear to a 70-51 lead for Wells. A complete turnaround.
That's right. It was 10 points at the end of this third quarter, but you started to have the feeling then with the foul trouble that York was in that, okay, we got travel in there, Rick Vancourt, that York is going to need some breaks to get themselves back into the ball game, and they really didn't have the personnel to do it.
No. What you had was like Scott Logan was in a semi-streak in the first half. He was putting his shots up and they were falling. When he came out in the second half, it just wasn't there, and then Kingsbury got into foul trouble, and it was all downhill from there.
Randy Small draws a foul there. Randy Small's done a real yeoman's job tonight. Real hustling ball player. Doesn't have a lot of weight, but he does a real fine job off the board. 6'1", or 6-foot junior. Coach can look forward to having him come back next year. Randy's a definite asset to this team. He's played his heart out tonight. As have all the ball players out here tonight.
Well, when you see a ball game like this one, there's a 19-point difference, you like to see the substitutes get in because it keeps their spirits up because they have to practice just as hard as the starters all week long.
Look at Mark Young work out there right now. York's got some good young ball players they can look to in the future. You're getting to see some of the action tonight. Randy Small with the steal. Just a little helter-skelter out there now. Reminds us a little bit of last week's ball game, huh? Okay, all alone underneath. Darren Stutz, and he misses the rebound.
Poor Darren had too much time to think about that shot.
Coburn comes the other way. There's Bobby Jones all alone for two. 70-53. 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter.
Everybody likes to see their name in print with a few points at the end, and that's what you've got now. Everybody's trying to get their shot or find their position on the floor to put up their shot.
Here goes to right here. Troy Brown outside. Mike Bridges comes down with it. We got 4 seconds counting down. That'll be the end of the ball game. Okay. Final here. Wells Warriors 70. The York Wildcats 53. You can see the coaches shaking hands there at midcourt. The score isn't quite indicative of the game. We've mentioned it a couple times. Well played. Interesting contest. Great first half. York shows a lot of action.
If you remember last week, Bob, we talked about the fact that Art Villator got hurt early, and we mentioned at the end of the game, would that have made a difference in the final outcome of the Trape-Wells game? Well, we saw this evening, Art didn't start the game, but he came in with about 2 minutes gone off the clock in the first period, and he definitely made a difference in this Wells team. Took a lot of the pressure off Jim Cry, especially the way Art was playing this evening. His shots were falling. He was playing good defense, and by doing that, it made Cry's job that much easier, and at the same time, it opened him up a lot more.
That's right. You hit the nail right on the head on the fact that Villator is I feel, perhaps the key to this ball team. I mean, without Jim Cry, the Wells Warriors aren't the Wells Warriors. But Art Villator alleviates a lot of the pressure off from Jim Cry. We saw early in the game that they were unable to get that ball inside of Cry, that York was making the steals and they were converting on the other end, the offensive end. However, when they started to hit those outside shots, okay, when Villator and Buckland and Brown started to hit the outside shots, then opened Cry up inside, and then he had a field day. He took the ball to Kingsbury. Kingsbury one-on-one just couldn't handle the job against Cry tonight.
Exactly. Well, you know, when you hear people say they complement each other well, that's what Jim Cry does for Art Bilator, and in return, Bilator does the same thing for Cry. And you can't exclude either Wayne Brown or Todd Buckland or any of the other ball players. All 6, 7, 8, all of the ball players that get in this evening all played very well, and Coach Dufour has to be very pleased.